anyone knows. Oh, would you ever say?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Kristian Explains It All. It is I, your host, Kristian Steele. Today's word of the day, instinct. Google defines instinct as an innate, typically fixed behavior in response to certain stimuli. A natural or intuitive way of thinking or acting. A natural propensity or skill of a specified kind. The fact or quality possessing innate behavior patterns, imbued or filled with. Now, I need to study this much more, but I think I can take a superficial crack at the word instinct. You see, I think most people think of the word instinct as something natural. They may differ from animal to animal, but all animals will have some kind of instinctive qualities. Most other animals besides humans manifest their instinct through behavior. One could say only humans mask their instinctive natures with natures less instinctive and more instructive. See, the opposite of an instinct is a trained behavior. Therefore, I suggest we as humans have abandoned many of our instinctive natures for the sake of civilization. However, I think something has been lost in translation over the years. I don't think we have to hide our instinctive tendencies to avoid public embarrassment or shame. Rather, I think it is instinct that has taught us what is to be expected from ourselves to preserve our society. Example, with controlled sewage and proper removal of our refuse, we have all but eliminated all airborne diseases and developed a system for proper etiquette and behavior. All of which has been taught to ourselves over time through a process of natural selection. The least favorable behavior that we had, public shitting, was eventually conditioned out of our behavior. Now I can't even take a calm poop without knowing that I have a moist towelette somewhere nearby. Personally, I think we need to listen to our instincts. And not just listen, but act too. We should do what our instincts are telling us to do. And never ignore them, for they rarely lead us into more danger. It should be stated that instincts are that little voice that you hear in your head. Even though here in the States, nobody wants to admit that we hear little voices in our head. Instincts are those little voices in your head, playing out every possibility, scenario, and circumstance before they even happen, to help you make the best decision for wherever you are, whatever case you may be in. Instincts are also there from the time that we are born. It's what tells you to cry when you are hungry. It's what tells us to open our eyes so that we can take in the world around us. It's what tells us that that is our parents when they look back down upon us. It's even there when we take our last breath, guiding us through everything we do. So trust your instincts, because they're rarely wrong. And that's all for now.
Alright, instinct. Instinct, hand in hand with intuition. Sometimes when they say animals, I personally think animals have a soul. But I had a debate with somebody who was like, nah man, that's just instinct. That's different. That there's a difference between instinct and intuition. And I'm like, I hear that. Instinct's more of like an organism that's doing what it does to survive without thinking about it.
Right. What about like instinct? You know what instinct means?
Yeah. I have an instinct that my ass is being like fucking like poked at. I think someone's poking me on Facebook.
Instinct. So, yeah, like a reflex, right? When you think, okay, like for instance, when you have that feeling, oh, don't do it because something can happen, so don't do it. So like that's an instinct,
Right? Instinct.
React.
What's your last word? Instinct.
all I can think about is nature or something that you're born with.
Something you're born with.
Yeah.
You think you have instincts?
I guess.
I hope your instincts are telling you to watch yourself on virtual media network.